When writing a story, whether you are the hero in it or you have someone else, a heroine, um, how do you take this hero or protagonist out of their comfort zone and test them?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I love that. Like Weather Girl is about exactly that. You know, you take this girl who's incredibly successful and famous, and you drop her into having to sleep on her brother's couch and having to wait tables, and I love that. I love seeing people out of their element and seeing how they go. But yeah, I don't know like what the process is like. It's just like, what kind of challenges can I give to this person? How can I really get to see what they're made of? Conflict. If it's going along too well, something's got to be messed up.
Right. Well, I'm thinking of like the hero's journey
Uh-huh.
and Joseph Campbell, and talking about how they have this drive in them, which in some sense reminds me of what you're doing, is to make these films. But then there's going to be things that are going to get in their way,
Right?
And test them, and ultimately they've got to sort of prevail. So do you see yourself as the hero in most of what you write, even if it's a female character? There's parts of you.
Absolutely. I'm absolutely an actor's writer. Like, that's how I come at it. I always think about parts that I would love to play, and that's all of them. It's like Weather Girl, to me, the part that Trisha O'Kelly played was a great part, a part that I wrote the speeches for, like hearing them in my brain, me saying them, Obviously it's metaphoric, but like, I want these to be parts that actors want to sink their teeth into. I think Cut to the Chase has some great example of that. We've got these two female characters that are just like so different and so interesting. I think they have some of the best lines, and it gets me excited about it. I write for me. I want speech. I want them to be as excited about the things that they say as I am. If that makes sense.
It does. What do you think is the function of a story?
I like. It's all escapism, isn't it? Like, even if it's not, even if it's about looking at yourself, it's about getting to know something else and being going away for a while into this story, and I like that. I like Cut to the Chase, to me, is total escapism entertainment. Like, what I want is people on the edge of their seat eating popcorn, and then at the end of the movie go, "Whoa, that was awesome." That's what I want. It's like, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're not, touching on, deep emotional, core, or talking about any issues. It's just fun. Now, there are other movies that are, that do that, but still, you're supposed to be going away and following something that's interesting. There are all these rules that we can follow that help make that story compelling. But I don't care how you get there. The key is for me to care, I just need to give a damn about what's happening on the screen, either about the characters or the narrative or where it's happening or why it's happening. But for some reason, I need to be locked in and not feel like I'm wasting 2 hours of my life.
Can you tell us about a time you went to see a film and maybe you weren't having the best day and it completely changed you, walking out of the theater?
I saw Pulp Fiction in New York City in 1994, and I had never seen anything like that in my life, and it made me never want to write again, because I thought, I will never be able to do that. And I think about it all the time. Still, to this day, I think about walking out of that movie and being like, just blown away with that cinematic experience. And like, it inspired me, even though I was intimidated like crazy. It really did set something for me to work towards. It's still way out of reach for me. I think it's just a fantastic movie experience. But that time in my life in New York City, seeing that, it made me want to write like hardcore,